Hello and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. With the Czech Republic rocked by a $45 million Bitcoin scandal involving a convicted felon and a justice minister's resignation, politics is heating up. At the same time, former Prime Minister Andrej Babis has launched a merch store aimed squarely at Generation Z voters. Is this smart politics or a distraction from deeper systemic issues? Joining us to explore this is Mikuláš Peksa. He's former member of the European Parliament and an expert on transparency and digital policy. Welcome, sir, to TVP World, and thank you very much for taking the time. I'd like to start, please, with the Bitcoin controversy. Talk us through that.
Good evening, and thanks very much for the introduction. I'm afraid that this Bitcoin controversy is something you would probably never expected before, because the whole story has sort of like a Kafkian's novel vibe. I mean, the Minister of Justice actually signed a contract with a convicted felon that resulted into the felon donating a huge amount of bitcoins to the Czech public authorities. Unfortunately, as you know, Bitcoin is known for being like very transparent in the sense of like what kind of transactions have been done previously in the with the respective account. And as it was uncovered, more and more questions are being raised about who else was receiving the money besides the Czech state, and what were the reasons for the particular donations.
Yes. Now, what exactly is the issue at hand here? Is it the fact that the money was given to the Czech government by a convicted felon? Or is it the fact that he was convicted because of his crimes, and therefore the government shouldn't have accepted money from him, whatever the case?
Well, the first and original reason why or how the money were obtained was simply like a market with drugs. I mean, that respective felon was organizing one of the biggest darknet markets with drugs, and probably earned the money through that. I mean, this is the problem, because of course, I mean. In fact, when we are talking about the money being received by any like official authority, this is clearly a money laundering when you talk about them. I mean, the original conviction or the sentence did not result it into the respective bitcoins being seized by the state, because simply for technical reasons this is not possible. So the public authorities, they just like seized a computer with encrypted hard drive or encrypted access to the Bitcoin wallet, and were unable to retrieve the respective Bitcoins. Now, after the agreement with the felon, they probably were able to retrieve part of the respective money, but clearly some parts were lost during the process. And as you know, Bitcoin blockchain is very public. Everybody can see every single transaction. Maybe you don't know who is the recipient of respective transactions, but you know that the transactions had happened. And if the amount of money that were actually supposed to be transferred to the state is just 10% of the original expected value, or the original amount of money that was in the wallet, then there is obviously something very suspicious.
Well, certainly the opposition thinks so, and they've triggered a vote of no confidence, which is to be held tomorrow. What do you think the outcome of that is going to be?
Well, that very much depends on the coalition partners of the biggest ECR party, which is currently running the government. I mean, ECR, the party that is basically like a partner for Polish Prawo i Sprawiedliwość. who has the prime minister and has also the minister of justice and minister of finance. Depends very much, but I guess these smaller conservative parties, they would probably not be willing to risk their position in the government, especially because there will be elections in few months, latest, and then they again rely very much on a cooperation with this Civic Democratic Party that was currently running through this scandal.
Right. So you think that it's not going to really change the political picture, is that right?
I guess it is very unlikely because the governmental majority is solid and probably still trying to get reinforced in the respective elections and trying to continue, which I guess is not likely concerning the current surveys of the public opinion, but still they are trying and try to re-emerge after the election in the same setup.
Right. Okay. But there has been a casualty of this Bitcoin scandal, as it's often called. The Justice Minister, Mr. Pavel Blažek, has resigned, although he says that he hasn't done anything wrong. Was he simply a scapegoat to present the right image to the public with the elections coming up?
I would be careful with the statement he didn't anything wrong, because he clearly, on behalf of the state, signed a contract with convicted felon, which resulted in money laundering on a huge scale. The only concern currently are the exact details. What were the other, let's say, aspects, or what were the other transactions that were happening besides the respective transfer of bitcoins to the Czech states? And still, we are talking about quite high sums of money.
Do you think he's going to be prosecuted?
I'm not really sure on this at this moment, because as I said, Bitcoin has public blockchain. So you see the transactions, but you don't know who are the recipients. And you can only guess what would be the reason why somebody is transferring same time 50 millions of euro to Czech government, and same time some like 500 to some other unknown recipients in the internet. This has to be uncovered, and I have full trust into the authorities that are responsible for the investigation that they will finally uncover it. Because the moment you write a transaction into the blockchain, it stays forever. It cannot be deleted in any form. So the proofs are there. It just have to be like connected to the respective persons.
Well, we should be watching closely. Now, moving on a little bit, former Prime Minister Andrej Babis, he's launching a merchandise store designed to appeal to Generation Z. Your thoughts?
Well, Babis and his party, they were very much known for being dominant force, representing mainly the old generations, the people who, like Babis, were basically born in the previous communist regime and had very, let's say, respectful feelings for that regime and for those what happened in the past. I mean, Babis himself, he is former Communist Party member. He is former Communist intelligence service agent. So this particular branding does not serve him pretty well. And I think the main reason why they are doing this is that they precisely want to break this picture and just like present themselves in a new way, also to be also acceptable for the younger generation, who is maybe not that much amazed or charmed by Babis's previous activities.
Do you think this will work, this generation, this merchandise idea?
Well, I guess it is well prepared, because Babis is one of the richest people in the country. He's actually, in fact, one of the richest people in Europe. His company is the biggest agriculture company by means of amount of money they receive from the European budget. So they are pretty rich, and when they are tailoring campaign for receiving votes from the younger voters, they certainly know what they are doing. So I guess that might be successful. Maybe not about the most educated people from the younger generation, but also the people who are, let's say, working in like manual professions might be like their aim, and that it might be successful.
Okay, well, again, we shall wait and see. Mr. Mikuláš Peksa, thank you very much indeed for sharing your analysis with our audience. Have a good evening, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And that brings us to the end of this episode of World Talks. Don't go away, though, lots more coming up. Goodbye.